Welcome to JLH. Today we're here at our headquarters in Cypress, Texas, and we're going to show you our V-18DM TEC. DM, double miter, TEC is semi-automatic. So when you're looking at any of our saws, that's our nomenclature is used throughout all of our different types of saws. So as we walk around on this is our, basically it can do a 17.5-inch round. So you got the head travel of 17.5 inches. You have a work height of 28 inches. It's an 1.25 inch band on it. Very heavy duty. If you look at most what I call tilt frames in the market, you won't find a tilt frame that is so rigid, built heavy duty in there. Just look at your turn trunnion there. I mean, a lot of them is just little thin bearings. This thing is just massive. Something I want to point out, the saw guide system. We're using the same saw guides on our as we use on our H320 horizontal. Very heavy, lots of carbide in there on the inserts to hold that blade straight and square. Big nice feature on this machine. It has a ball screw servo to change your angles. No more grabbing the head and trying to push it and figure where your angle is. A very nice feature on this machine. And as we're talking servos and ball screws, you will see our feed system is also ball screw feed system to give you fast, accurate cutting. We have a little hydraulic brake on here. And basically, when we take the head, we pivot the head, it locks it into place. Very, very rigid, very solid. And for the operators, maintenance guys who never grease their machines a lot of time, we put a lubricator on for the ways. So it will be greasing your ways for years and years of service on the linear ways. So as we walk around a little bit more, you're going to see also, when we get up here, our saw guide arm running on 2 linear ways, and it also does have a brake. So it's locking that saw guide arm rigid right into position. As we walk here a little bit, you're going to see the vices. They're hydraulic vices, short stroke. What you do is you move the back vise into position close to the piece, and then the short stroke vise will tighten it up. Another thing is, we look up on this machine, you will see a laser line to mark your material, and also a work light to illuminate the area very bright so you have good visibility when you're cutting. Another feature on this saw, you do have the pull-out tray. The pull-out tray, you can pull the chips out. Right now it's on a little bit of a pallet thing, so it's hard to do, but they sit on the rollers and roll out. As we look in the electrical box, you can open the box, you will see it is very neat, well organized. Mostly you have in there is you got some of your servo controllers, you got an actually VFD is in there, circuitry, and also PLC. So that's what's in the box. We also have a muffin fans in here to keep the box nice and cool, so we're not generating a lot of heat, to give these switches and electrical components long life. I'm gonna kind of get into looking at the controls a little bit. This machine is very easy, operator friendly, so your operators won't be scared to walk up and run this machine. Let's just look at a few of the buttons. Number 1, this is your hydraulic start. You go to push it, unfortunately, the hydraulics won't turn on. For 2025, we now have to hit a reset button because we opened the door up earlier in the electric panel and we broke the circuitry. After you hit that button, you now can turn your hydraulics on. This is your band tension. We turn the band tension on, it tensions the blade. When you do band change, you just bring the band down. or go up into there. All the doors do have door interlocks on them, safety. So if you open any of the band doors, the machine will not run. As we come across here again, we talked a little bit about laser. I'm turning it off, turn it on. You can see the light line shining down, and also our work light. Can turn it off here and at the end of the day. New for 2025 is also the band change key lock. So what basically it is now, you have to turn the key to go in the band service mode to change the blade. That'll allow you to do moving certain features but not allow the blade to start. But now it's a key if you don't want your operator changing the blade because of a safety reason or something, the supervisor can control this key and give it to whoever's going to change blades. Over here, this is our feed rate. We'll get into that a little bit later. And of course, I'm going to go and I'm going to open up one of the vices. Open that vice. I'm going to close the vice and close the vice. So basically, these are your vices. Over here is our cycle start and stop. Like example here, if I move this, you will see the head come front and you can hear it running on the ball screw. Or if I want to go back, I push this button. This starts our band, stops our band. So we covered pretty much everything on here. Let's go into the workstation on the HMI. So basically, you just click it. What's needed, remember I told you this machine has a ball screw rotating mitering device. So let's say we want to rotate the device. All we're going to do is click here and say I want to go 30 degrees. Put in 30, say okay, touch the button. Your now head will turn 30 degrees. If you notice down here, you will actually see the position of where the head is at. Right now it's at 20, 22, so we're turning the head over. Now, another nice feature in this machine is we can control the speed of how fast we want this head to go. And that's just going right here and changing this dimension, and you can either go faster, slower, whatever you want. You have totally control of it. Same way with the head control. I can, when I'm moving this head front and back, as you can see, I can change the speed of that also. If you want to come super fast or super slow, you have total control of changing it just by touching that particular button. So remember, we have your saw guide arm is on the hydraulics on them rails. So I'm just going to go, you can push down and you can push up to set your height of your saw guide. Another little feature on here is we have go back to 0. All I do is touch that button. Now you notice it wouldn't move on me. Why didn't it move? I must have the head all the way back clearing the part, because if there was a part in there, I couldn't rotate. Now I can hit the rotate and you will see it goes back to 0. And again, I can change the speed of that. I'm setting my band speed right here. All I do is tap it, put in there, say I want 250 feet per minute, say okay. Now as I'm cutting and it's, making a little squeal, a little bit, I'm running too fast, I can plus or minus it, whatever you want. You just heard the brake lock that locked that head into position. That's basically the controls. So basically all I'm going to do is clamp it. I'm going to hit the start button. Now what's going to happen is the blade is going to start moving front. I control it with this hand wheel right here. So this will control how fast I want, the rate of speed to cut through the material. And that, if you watch as I turn this, you will see that going to 8 down to 7 inches per minute, 5 inches. I also have this set right now that I only want to cut it 5 inches. So as soon as this got to 5 inches in travel, right here, it shut down the blade. Now, all I do is just take it, put it back in reverse, get out of the cut, and that's basically the ease of running our V-18DM TEC. And just so you know, this machine weighs 4,800 pounds. Thank you. You have any questions, email me. We're here. We can answer questions and ready to ship you your machine. Thank you.